Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. Welcome to the 25th core of Birth Alive Stories Circle, the cord that connects one life to the other. I am your host and host, Sneha Bakkal, who flows with you in your journey of pregnancy, labor, birth, and postpartum. Hence, a certified birth doula and a traditional birth keeper. Our today's guest is Sister Marta. She is a Polish living in India with her husband and three daughters. She's a former UX designer, a yoga teacher turned full time stay at home mom, and a homeschooler who's passionate about all natural stuff, healing, matriarchal tradition, and forever learning from nature. So, welcome, Marta, to this birth story circle.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Hello.
Thank you for introduction. Just
Yeah,
a disclaimer that my baby's here with me, so I might be like looking at her or holding
absolutely.
her.
And that is what you expect from a homeschooling mother and children around. So that's pretty fine. So,
Yeah.
Marta, we would like to listen to all of your birth stories, your pregnancies, and how was the journey through, and
Mm.
especially the recent birth. How
Mhm.
special it was for you this time. So,
Mm.
welcome to the platform. Now I am opening you. I'll remove
Alrighty.
myself. Yeah.
Okay. Um. Yeah. Where do I start? All my pregnancies were very uneventful. I would say very straightforward. Um. Very easy. I'd say, like seeing the other women around having some complaints. Mine were fairly easy, and all resulted in vaginal births. But all of the births were slightly different. And at first, I came to India when I was 3 months pregnant with my first daughter. And so I really didn't know how everything works here. I only knew how the things work in Europe, and in Europe, I wanted to have a home birth with a midwife. There is like a regulated midwifery over there, and um, I expected something similar here in India. And back then, at the time, there was a birth home in Bangalore, where I'm living. So I signed up with them, and I was taking prenatal care with them all the way up to, I think, my 7th or 8th month, where they closed down due some reasons. So kind of like last minute, I was searching for a place where I can give birth, but my family here in India told me that private hospitals are not won't be the best choice, because they're just trying to probably take your money or force some unnecessary interventions on you. So there was this place that my mother-in-law trusted, and it is like a temple founded Ayurveda hospital in South Bangalore. And I was okay with that. Like everything sounded okay with me, because I had really no idea how how everything works, and I just knew they doing things a little bit more natural at this hospital. So I was hoping like I can get the experience I want. But um I think what I should have done back then was hiring a doula already, that is more familiar with the system, and like could talk to a doctor, because like here the doctor like will tell you, yeah, we do all these things, you can labor naturally, but then you have no idea that then suddenly you are at nearly your due date, and then they tell you they need to induce you day before your due date, or your baby will be distressed. Things like this. So I was like really praying to go into labor before my due day, and and just to avoid that, because I knew that probably if I'm gonna get induced, I will end up having C-section and all. So I did went into labor before my due date, and I labored at home, and it was uh, very nice experience to labor at home by myself. I didn't wake up anyone. I was laboring through the night, and only I think at 10 o'clock, when my husband woke up and came to see me, he realized I'm in labor, and he notified my doctor, and we went to a hospital. And because I was already, they checked me, and I was 7 centimeters or 8, and then they already like pushed me to that what is it called, labor ward, and
Labor
over
room.
there the labor room. like the cascade of interventions started. I've been given an IV, and everything was happening so fast. I was just like completely unaware what was going on. And I'm also at 8 centimeters. I'm already feeling pretty pushy at that point of time. And they were just like, it's a like hospital and university. So there were like just a lot of people in the room, something that I didn't like, but I also like couldn't really like influence the situation at the moment. I wasn't in a state where I could say something. And it was also like around COVID time. So like my husband was allowed, but only after a lot of pleading, he got allowed and all that. So the only good thing is that I really gave birth like within like probably like 30 minutes within reaching a hospital. So very fast and straightforward, but still like all that uncomfortable crowd, and they were pushing on my tummy, and not only the doctor that I knew from prenatal visits were there, but like also these nurses and some, I don't know, village ladies and students, and it just wasn't comfortable to be observed in such an intimate situation, right? And I wanted to change positions, but I just remember being forced on that I don't know, how is it called? We call it in my native language airplane, like when you have your legs up. And that was basically a moment where I knew like, oh, I don't want to give birth in hospital anymore when I was pregnant with my second daughter. So I didn't really process it, because once you give birth, it is like you just should be happy and grateful you had a healthy baby. And it's not like, oh, you can complain because like the doctors took the best care of you possible. And in a way, yeah, that's true. But also, like, once I was pregnant again, I knew that I don't want this story to repeat. Yeah, so that would be my first first story. I would wrap it up here before maybe we go to the second, if you have any questions.
So, like there were students around your birth while you were laboring, you said?
Yes, like there were like some pediatric team, and like a doctor and a student, and the students of that obstetricians, because it was like in the middle of the day, so they were kind of probably right there ready to see the action, but I wasn't comfortable with it, right? I probably something that could have been discussed before with my doctor, and actually probably I didn't have it on my birth plan, but also I didn't really have official birth plan. It was just something that she saw quickly, and she was like, yeah, everything can be done. But yeah, like that fundal pressure was unnecessary, and IV, and yeah, just like bright lights and all that atmosphere that wasn't really favorable, and the baby being taken away a little bit too quickly for my tastes now. But I also I couldn't know any better, and yeah, I guess sometimes we learn through experiences like this. So we can know for the next birth what we want and get established in it. Yeah, I just wish there was a wise woman like next to me, or at least like before, to plan it a little bit better, and like even establish myself into what I want, because I just knew I want to have like the closest to natural experience as possible. I just didn't know it is hardly possible in a hospital. I thought they will at least kind of try to recreate that, I don't know, at low lights, or just like 1-2 people in a room. And I imagine like ask them to leave now or don't touch me or something, but it wasn't like this. It was just like I've been thrown into it, like 30 minutes, push, IV, boom, boom, boom. And let's take this baby out because the baby is in danger, baby's heart is dropping or whatever. So it
Mhm.
is just stressful, right? Because I
Yeah.
was laboring so nicely at home, and just like from the moment I get into hospital and being thrown into such a chaos, and yeah,
So Marta,
I get my baby at the end,
so
but
my
it's not
question,
optimal.
Marta, here is that being a first time mother, but in Europe, you knew that there's home births happening and there are midwives, all of these.
Mm.
You as a first time pregnant mother, you knew it well. How did that was so common there in Europe?
Mm. Oh, well, it is, I wouldn't say it's common, but it's an option. But
Okay.
I wouldn't say many women choose it. But in my understanding back then, when I came to India, I understood that there are no home birth
Midwives.
midwives. I don't think I've been in the group back then or
Mm,
knew about you or
mm,
Kapasia or some other ladies doing this work.
mm,
I knew there were doulas, but yeah, like I said, they were not even allowed during COVID,
mm.
or like I could only choose one person, so I chose like I want my husband to be there, but he wasn't really useful, obviously. Doula doula would have been much more useful.
Yeah.
um.
So was your
So
husband
yeah,
aligned with the idea of natural birth? Like,
yes, he would have done this if somebody was there who just like stood by me and said, "Yeah, we can do it. It's everything would be wonderful. You have a healthy pregnancy, and it's like very likely you'll have beautiful birth at home." If somebody was there to tell him, but nobody was there, right? So he just needed someone who have seen birth and attended birth, because he himself uh, wasn't ready to like
and how
become
about
a
your
doula
Indian?
or birth keeper.
How about your in-laws? Like, were they support to you, or to just make India natural birth as possible?
Yeah, no, they weren't really aware of like home births and all that stuff. That's why we also went for hospital.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I guess like I really submitted back then to the idea of hospital a little bit too early. But yeah, like I told you, it all happened kind of quickly. I wanted to be in that midwifery center, and then I was kind of left with no choice. There was no other place that would
Options.
do similar model of care.
Yeah.
um yeah, who knows what would be my experience at midwifery center, if it would align a little bit more or
Yeah.
not. um yeah, so basically like all that a little bit more education I started doing only um before my second pregnancy.
Or you can start your second pregnancy and birth story.
Oh, sorry, yeah, I actually felt pregnant and then I started doing more. And kind of revisiting, and uh, trying to get the birth that I want. But again, I uh, I wasn't really supported because yeah, my husband and in-laws, they they wanted somebody like with credentials, so to say. Like just it is in Europe that there is recognized person by a
Yeah.
state, and that person actually works with a government
Licensed. Yeah.
hospital, and in case something happens they take responsibility,
Yeah.
and all that stuff. So that was something they were expecting, but it wasn't like this in this form in India, and to my knowledge it's still like a little bit underground thing. um yeah, but I really not, for that second birth I knew what I needed and what I wanted. And I found my first labor until like the point I got into hospital, just uh, just very empowering to be in labor and to work with my body, and I just wanted to have this experience uninterrupted. And my labors were fairly quick, so I was like, for my second I knew like, oh, I can go to hospital, do the same again, because we've really visited many places around Bangalore, and it is like all kind of the same story at the end. And I knew like no matter where I go, I will most likely end up having a similar experience, or at least not the experience that I fully wanted. Yeah, but I'm here in India, and I'm also very dependent on my family to organize anything. So I couldn't really even like hire a BirthKeeper to be on the phone with me or anything like this without them knowing or finding out. So yeah, that was a little bit difficult, a little bit, actually a lot. Very, very difficult situation to be, knowing what you want and knowing that you are not supported, and knowing that you might not be able to have the birth you want. So that was around the time I also found the home birth group, and I started reading books a little bit more seriously, and diving into podcasts and into people that do similar work that you are doing, Sneha. So yeah, amazing that you're doing this work, because the awareness raising is so important, both in mothers and in families. And this is where I knew, like, if I can labor at home uninterrupted, if it happens again like it happened before I go into labor in the night, then I don't need to tell anyone, probably. And and this is what happened. I think it was like 10 o'clock. I went into labor, and I was just like, everybody was asleep, and I was in my bed, and I was then just like, I went to the bathroom, and I thought, like, in my head in the morning, I will like maybe like let somebody know I'm in labor. But if they don't see that I'm in labor, I will be fine laboring at home for as long as possible. But the second birth really evolved much quicker, and yeah, I think like from 10 o'clock to midnight, and then I already felt like pushing, and she was born like within an hour of of that nighttime nighttime stillness.
Wow.
At my home. And it was really I can't say, it was a little bit weird, because like I really didn't know like how it's gonna evolve, but I just knew if like I'm feeling fine and nothing is happening, then I don't need anything apart from an extra towel or two to receive my baby. And probably like, yeah, everybody panicked.
So where did you give
Once
birth? Where did you birth? In the bedroom or in the toilet,
in the
bathroom?
toilet. I
Okay.
was under the shower, and yeah, I myself, I was shocked, to be honest, that it happened this way and so quickly, and that nobody have even noticed like me vocalizing in that bathroom, because it's a small apartment we live in.
Wow.
But yeah, I had my babies in my arms like very quickly, and only then I called my husband, and then the entire story began. And then we went to a hospital, but we didn't go immediately.
When did the
Probably
placenta
like in the
when did the
morning.
placenta come out? When did the placenta come out?
Yeah, that was, I think, after 3 or 4 hours, because I called everyone, and I think that interruption happened, and they brought their like nervous energy into the room. So I was also surprised, right? Because first birth at the hospital, they push the placenta out of you, but here in a natural birth, there is like
It
you
births.
need to
It births. It births. Okay. You need the
yeah,
same
it bursts.
environment.
Yeah, but like, oh, baby is out, whatever, placenta will come out. But like, I actually, like, I needed eventually to get up and give a little bit more, few more pushes for placenta to come out. And so that was stressful,
Did you birth
because
the placenta
then
at home, or you birth the placenta in the hospital?
no, it was still at home.
Okay.
Yeah, so like that, my husband called that doctor. The doctor was on the phone, and she guided there a little bit on all the that placenta delivery and cord cutting and all. So we only went actually first thing in the morning. So I had that bonding time, a little bit of uninterrupted uninterrupted bonding until I needed to face the system. But yeah, it was really not complicated at all, even though I'm not a birthkeeper expert, midwife, doula. But I just knew I can do it, and
But you
I'm
are the
really glad that I
mother.
did.
You are the mother, the one who
Yeah.
births.
Yeah. So the only part that was difficult was like the anger, right? Of not my husband was actually okay because he kind of knew what I wanted, but my mother-in-law wasn't happy. And she kind of let me know about it. So that postpartum was a little bit disrupted because of that. And I also had a 20-month-old baby at that time to take care of. So that was also a different postpartum experience when it is your second child. But the birth itself was very, very straightforward and very beautiful because I had what I wanted. I wanted to be uninterrupted, and I wanted to be left alone, and I wanted to be in my body. And this is what happened. So I'm grateful. But it also kind of brought me to my third birth that I wanted to do a little bit differently, which you probably already know. And yeah, like every birth I learned little and added up to it. So I see now the importance of having a wise woman beside you throughout this journey. And it is just so much of peace of mind comes with it, especially when you are in a system when you are not fully trusted by your family members about your choices. So yeah, that would be wrap up for my second one before I go into third.
So, like, so this time what I understand is that your birth plan was in your head. You birthed it accordingly, but the mental peace and the relaxation which you need exactly after the birth was missing.
Exactly.
The stress,
Yes.
the environment, everything was very disturbing for you. This is what I got.
Yes. Exactly. Because it wasn't the plan in anybody's head except mine.
So did you not even share it with your husband? Like someday, what if the birth happens at home, and nothing such conversations with your spouse in
No,
pregnancy?
there was a plan for me to go back to my home country, but now I had a 20-month-old that was still very attached to me, and my home country is far away, right? And it's not so easy to travel. She didn't have a passport, so I wasn't ready to like leave her. So I kind of surrendered. I feel at this moment I felt like whatever is gonna happen if I labor, if I go hospital, if it needs to be. But just my plan was to labor as long as possible at home.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was very, we were all kind of like in a little bit tired of these conversations, and I was tired of like convincing and trying to make it happen. So I just I just decided for myself. But after the fact, he was supportive of and respectful of my decision to birth at home, and trusted me in that. So yeah, that was at least helpful.
Yeah.
Mm.
Wow.
Yes.
And then you entering
So
your third pregnancy. How many months difference or years difference?
my first are 20 months apart, and this one was 2 years and three months.
Wow.
Yeah, so they are 2 years apart. This one was a little bit chaotic, I would say, because we already had plans to move out from India, and at 8 months pregnant, my husband was already outside. He was working in Europe, in Cyprus, and we were about to move out. I was working with also with a BirthKeeper over there that I found via Instagram, and she was wonderful. She was fully aligned with what I wanted, and we even already paid her. We were like so sure we're gonna move.
Wow.
And then kind of like change of plans, and it turned out that my kids are not gonna get their passports on time, and that I need to fly within certain frame, because after like 36 weeks pregnant women are not allowed to fly, so I wouldn't be able to do that. And so the kind of last minute, it turned out that I'll be here for my birth. And I was very stressed, of course, by the situation, because I knew what I wanted for my birth, and I still wasn't sure if it was gonna happen here in the same situation, living with my in-laws and all. But for some reason, they really were settled this time, because they knew everything went well the previous time.
Yeah.
But they still wanted to have somebody there being present at the birth. So I connected with a midwife here that's practicing in Bangalore, and then I connected with Tapasya, who connected me with Divya, my BirthKeeper. So we hired Divya, and she came to our home, and everybody met her. And all the family was like speaking to her, and they all got very comfortable with the idea of me birthing at home, with her being present. And that was basically like the turning point when they all kind gave me a peace of mind that with somebody on my side, I can have the birth I want at home, and also have my family members to support me, which was a win-win kind of situation. And to have that peace of mind, knowing that I can birth at home uninterrupted, was really really great. And also working with Divya, having that somebody who can like listen to you in a non-judgmental way, and honor your needs for the birth, and somebody who is like basically comfortable and have seen the natural interrupted birth, was very helpful. So that was something that was definitely missing for my second birth, and made it stressful, despite being it like the situation that I actually wanted. But that lack of support made it stressful. Probably less than a hospital situation, but still. And well, having that, keeping that in mind, we all kind of organized within this short time frame that we had for a home birth. And again, everything went very, very straightforward. I almost like all my babies arrived on their on their due date, or like exactly like one day or one day after the due date. So they were all very, very straightforward, quick labors. So that last labor, I was kind of in bed and I was falling asleep, but like once it started, I was already feeling pushing. So within like one, so I woke up and I was like, oh, is it starting? I don't know, I'm not sure, let me talk to ChatGPT about it. Like, should I call
ChatGPT? Wow, Chat GPT. Yeah. Off lately, mothers are using Chat GPT a lot as their doulas.
I had a Divya, but I don't know. I was like, it is midnight. It is 1 a.m. I don't know. Should I call her already? I don't know. And then I couldn't also. I'm telling my husband like, come, but like I think it's starting, but he just went back to sleep, like and I'm like, I don't know if it's starting or not. But then I just went out from the bed and I sat in a playroom on my like children's playmat. I'm sitting there and I'm feeling like so much pressure and like I feel like my waters are gonna break any moment. And this is the time I called Divya, and actually because of the nighttime and less traffic, she was able to reach very quickly.
Yeah.
But by the time she reached, like my baby was already crowning. So again, like very very short short and intense labor. I think the most intense ones, because i was I was again quite shocked that all happened so quickly, and I was already pushing. So like once I sat on that playmat, my water then opened, and then my family members also woke up, and uh they moved me to bathroom, and I kept laboring there, and yeah, probably within another 45 minutes she was born.
Okay. Wow. And did she reach?
Yes, she saw her emerging. Basically, she told me, I think when she walked in, I was already in the bathroom, and the head was already to be seen.
Okay. Wow.
Mhm.
So
One second, I
usually,
talked
yeah.
I talked to my daughter. One second. Okay. All right, I'm back.
So usually you start off with back labor or the lower abdominal cramps. How is your pattern? Or it's
I
different
just
every
I
time?
just got a it was like it was just pushing. I
Acha.
was like kind of, yeah. I felt pushy, right? And so that pressure was just intense right away with
Mm.
this last labor. And once the water released, then the pressure eased a little bit, but then the baby was going down, and again the pressure intensified. So there was like, because I feel of intensity of my labors and the fact that they are happening so fast, I'm just like fully like shaking, and
Okay.
um just being so much in my body, and just like trying to handle the intensity of this last stretch. um so yeah, I kind of wished it was like a little bit slower.
Yeah.
because because I kind of enjoyed like the first part of what is it called, first stage of the labor with my first two daughters, but this one was really really fast.
Yeah, and as as when I educate mothers about this, and they're like, yeah, this is such a nice thing, quick birth. It's
Mm.
not that fascinating. Okay, the ones who
Mm.
quickly birth, they know how difficult it
Mm.
is. It's so shocking to the body,
Mm.
that
Mm.
you do not even have a chance. You don't know
Yeah.
what's next.
Yes.
So I said, always wish for a nice labor coming and going. Your body is adjusting to it, and then you birthing.
Yes, I can relate to it, because my first daughter, it was really nice to just like go through the surges and breathe and kind of slowly ease into it, as opposed to being thrown into it like with my last one. But yeah, that's something that we cannot decide.
So all your babies have, like, at least the last two births were like in which position? In which position did you give birth?
Mm, my last one was in all fours,
Okay.
and I think the second one was squatting.
Ah, got it.
Yeah.
Great. And the first one was lithotomy position on the bed.
Yes, exactly. And episiotomy also.
Yeah. Wow.
Mm.
So in this birth, the last birth, your husband was also supporting, your families were settled. How did it feel?
Yes, they were like, my kids also woke up, so they were really they were in the other room when this happened, because once Divya arrived, they kind of like backed up and wanted to give me space. Yeah, so she was out, and like it was really nice that Divya took everyone out of the room once they greeted the baby, so I can birth a placenta again, in have some quiet moment to birth the placenta. And now this time, I think because of that supportive environment, placenta also could be birthed quickly
Peacefully.
and without, peacefully. Yes. So yeah, I think this again, the support piece is highly important for all the puzzle pieces to come together.
Wow. So now, do you think that your family is pro-supportive of natural birth at home? What do you think? Did their perspective shift happen after this birth?
Yes, definitely. And the sole fact that they were okay with me birthing at home for the third one is a sign of it. But I still feel like they need somebody to be there.
Yeah.
who handles the situation, like cutting the cord and all of that. They are
So you
and
are
taking care
among
of
those.
placenta.
You are among those few mothers who hire a birth keeper for the family and not for herself. You manage the family, and I'll manage my birth. So,
Yeah, I would say so. I don't know, like really, I feel like birth itself is like the easy part.
yeah.
Or at least for me, every time it was like the moment that I really could like, oh, I know I can trust my body, and that the baby is gonna come out, as much as I can have that support around me that trusts me also, and that creates the environment for all of it to unfold as peacefully and in an uninterrupted matter, without like stressing, without rushing, without anything. So that's that's correct what you what you said. But it was also nice to have like a doula to like massage my back after birth, or like to talk to my older children what is happening. So have have some support for myself, because we are so vulnerable shortly after giving birth. And I feel like that is even the harder part starts when the baby is earthside, and we just need so much support for these few weeks. And so I would do it over and over again, and hire a hire a birth keeper or a doula, or somebody who can support.
Beautiful. So I'll just ask, sisters, would you like to ask any question to Marta so she can answer us? So Marta, like this is my question until they write up. In this 2 years of the third pregnancy, for the third pregnancy, it took 2 years for you. And in those time, what did you do to build up your confidence? Did you read a lot? Were you researching? What did you do?
Yeah, like I think like what is the basis was my own inner knowing, because even for the first one I knew that I wanted to have a home birth, and that it all would have been awesome even if I did it by myself. But I just like I didn't have confidence to do it, because there was nobody really around me okay with it and doing it. So really just listening to podcasts alone was enough, or being on a support group and seeing other mothers doing it. It was just gave me enough confidence. I read maybe one or two books that was also quite helpful. But I think like the most important piece was just to know that so many other women are in my shoes and are doing it, and that was itself enough.
And this would have been also very different for you being in an Indian family and to have to manage so many other things except for apart from your pregnancy and birth. So that's the sad situation we women in India have. We have to think about others first before we decide about our own bodies and our babies. So that's the normal Indian, family structure we have mostly.
Mm,
So did you sometimes feel that, oh, I wish I was in Europe and this would have not much easier.
yes, for sure, for sure. For sure, this is a very different culture.
Yeah.
You can learn a lot about it, but it is also hard to manage because there I'm more independent, and but even with that independence, there sometimes comes that support piece. Yeah. So you always need people. You always need to depend on people, on your village, especially in motherhood.
Yeah.
So it's hard to tell. Um, Probably I would have given birth back in Europe with a midwife, and I don't know how it would have ended, because I also hear now many stories where midwives back down the last minute because of some minor thing, or being overdue, or whatever it is. So yeah, right now I just really happy that it unfolded this way, and that I found a world of like traditional midwives, dais, and birth keepers that fully support the mother from start to finish, and not rely on any external authority, but on the mother first.
I eat later. My kids are also around now. Yeah. So yeah, it was great. Thank you so much, Marta. I really wanted to have this your story because your births have been always very straightforward, very easy, and most women would have this birth if they trust their bodies. I think that is only what you talk about. Trusting your own body. Submitting to the process and all of this. So that's missing in our country because we are so dependent on the doctors, on the care providers, on the family that we just lose the track that we got to trust our own bodies and our babies, and then you can also have a straightforward birth, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, it all comes back to this basic truth. Yeah, there is a lot of layers to uncover, or sometimes to come back to this truth, but it is at the ground of at the ground of it. So yeah, I wish all the mothers that they can stand by themselves and have the birth that they deserve and they wish for. Because
Thank
it's
you.
really empowering, and can change us in the course of our motherhood in many ways.
Absolutely. Wow. So thank you so much. I think your births were so straightforward that no one had any questions. Yeah, we just enjoyed listening your journey. Thank you so much, Marta, and we wish you all the
Thank you
best.
so much.
You may have more births like this and keep inspiring other mothers as you do. So yeah.
Yes, thanks so much for having me, and thank you for the work you're doing and sharing, and all the power to you.
Thank you. Take care until we meet.
Thanks so much.
Next time. Yeah, bye.
Bye bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye bye. See you. Bye.
Bye.